Alright there, fellas. We're live. Tonight we got the homie Damian McComb. We got Tony Gold with Will Kim. Tonight still waiting for Andy to figure out how to get on. Talk about some nutrition tonight. We also have a few topics that we'll be talking about, so feel free anytime you want to ask questions. What you need to do to ask questions is you need to go to when you click on the video on my YouTube channel. On the bottom of the screen, you'll see something that says something like "Join the Conversation." You want to tap that. It'll take you to another window. The video will open up, and then you want to the three little dots on the top next to the search bar. You want to click the 3 little dots. It'll drop down a tab. The tab will say "Request a Desktop Site." If you click that, it'll automatically enable you to interact with us through text. On the side of the screen, we'll see the questions and we'll be able to answer them. I'll be repeating that throughout. Damien will be helping me out repeat that throughout for those who join us later. So that's it. Today we will be talking about. Let's see. First, I want to give a couple shout outs. I want to shout out Top Notch Raw. He'll be joining us soon. I want to shout out Big Irv. Irv Moore. He's got the police supply store out there in North Carolina, is it? Oh? North Carolina, right?
He's in South Carolina, I believe.
Anybody is familiar with him. He has a delivery service, police supplies, foods, all that sort of stuff there. So, and among them, Urban Congregation Moore. Want to start off with the topics, Damien? Or are you on the phone?
Hey, Law, is that your dog snoring?
Probably.
Yo, that's mad.
Oh, he's right next to my feet down here. Hey, boss.
Huh.
You need to roll it over there, fella. That better?
Okay, Andy just got in. Let me guide him into the video part.
Okay. All right, we got Andy from Top Notch Raw joining us. We can copy the link to the video.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Copy the link and I'll paste it onto my Facebook page. It'll take you right to the live video, and I'll repeat again how to activate the chat. Damien, anytime you feel like it, you could repeat the process of getting into the chat.
Yeah, to get into the chat 2 ways. You can do it on Google Hangouts. All you got to do is accept the invite or just go into the little chat area. Don't hit the camera, just hit the highlighted link. And on Facebook, scroll to the bottom and it says comments enabled. There's Andy.
Yo.
Andy S'mores.
Made it.
I got it.
You made it.
I'm in here.
All
Look at Tony. What's up, Tony?
What up?
Lounging.
You know how I do, son.
Yes, sir. I'm driving.
Nice.
All right. Hold on, let me see. Oh, it does work, Damien. I think it works.
Yeah.
I think it works on Facebook. I'm watching it on my Facebook right now. Okay.
What are you watching?
Well, I don't know. My Facebook. They work. That's a big thing. That's big.
On Facebook?
Yeah, I'm watching it on my Facebook right now.
Word.
Dang, that's what's up.
Are you watching it on Facebook through YouTube or directly through Facebook?
It's through YouTube, but I just click play and it's playing on my Facebook. So
Wow.
Okay.
that's big.
Well, yeah. So that'll be nice if everybody can just, get it on their Facebook.
Well, I'm not going to be able to because I'm always on the road and on my phone.
Well, no, I'm talking about for people that just want to watch.
Oh, people that want to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Now I got to figure out where the hell I'm going.
Oh no.
Oh, I got to watch my mouth, don't I?
Yeah, well, not really. I mean, we all adults here.
Just don't go overboard with it.
Yeah.
But okay, so now we got some viewers. Let's not bore them. Andy, tell us a little bit about what you do, what you have. What are the requirements for a proper raw diet and things like that.
All right, well, hold on one second because I'm about to have to change lanes up in here.
I wish you wasn't so dark in that car. With the seat.
Well, look, man. God, I got to get one of them things that holds the phone. Hold on, I got to pull off the street. You said the requirements?
Yeah, just tell us what about the company, what products you have, what does it take to have a proper raw diet.
Well, for a proper raw diet, you would have to have a full balanced diet. And with that, you need the right amount of organ, the right amount of bone. Of course, everybody's seen the basics of the ingredients. 10%.
Well, probably as far as us, yes, but for people that might be interested in your food, people that really don't know what goes into a balanced raw diet or your product, that way you can introduce them to it in that way. So you have a combination, right? You have the organ meat, the bone, the fat, the protein source, right?
Correct, and you have your trace minerals. I don't use any additive salt. I mean, no sodium. I don't add any extras of nonsense. Fillers, no fillers. You gotta bear with me, man. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time, man.
Oh no.
Yeah, man, one of them people. But can you see me? Am I in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, cool. I mean, as far as my product, I'm not gonna give you the breakdown of ingredients and method, and I can't do all that. But I mean, I could break down a balanced diet. I mean, you need your meat, your protein, your muscle. I use a little bit different percentages in mine, only because I like to be different, and it works. It works for me. It works for others. I try to keep it, a little bit different. I don't add any vegetables or anything like that because those are sparingly around. People like to customize their own. I give you something complete, a complete BARF diet, prepackaged for convenience, and for great health in your dog. I can't see any questions or anything like that, so somebody's gonna have to.
You have a puppy blend also, correct?
I've got two. I got a chicken-based puppy blend, and then I'm doing this beef one. Chicken is balanced out as well. I do add a little bit of additives to that, meaning your goat milk and your trace minerals. I also add that there with the puppies. Organ, bone, everything's in there. For everything that you need to see a consistent, waste from your pups with the solid bowel movements, etc., etc. And with your weight gain, Lawrence. I mean, we see it with yours. We see how you do your blend. You know what I mean? And you do a great way of showing it of how you feed.
Right. Thank you. For those that don't know, I do have a video on my YouTube channel. It's called How to Make Puppy Mush. I'm actually using a product on how I blend it for the puppies. So if anybody wants to check that out, it's on my YouTube channel. What's the difference besides the adding the milk? What's the difference between the puppy blend and the adult blend?
What's the difference? Well, of course, I don't add the puppy nutrients in with the adult, so that would be your main source. There's not that big of a difference other than your puppy formula holds your puppy nutrients and
do you blend it up a lot finer, the puppy blend? I
do. It's less coarse. I'm glad you asked that. a little brain dead.
I was getting ready to ask you that.
Yeah, it is a finer ground formula versus the more coarse for the adults. And the reason why another reason why I do things differently, meaning different is coarse versus, real ground, like you would get your meat from the humans would get their meat from the grocery store, I do it thicker because you still got to let the dog eat. You still got to let it work. It has to stimulate its mind and its jaws as it's chewing. You don't want it to lick up its food. I mean, we're not feeding yogurt, and ice cream to our dogs. Our dogs are they're still dogs. They still stem from the coyotes, the foxes, the wolf. A good thing.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, my bad.
What is the purpose of adding the tripe to the dog food?
Your enzymes for your good digestion. The enzymes help break down the raw food. Unlike kibble to dogs is like crackers to us. If you're not eating cheese and drinking water with it, guess what? Yeah, you're gonna be dry, and that's why your dogs like to drink a lot of water. But yeah, the stomach digests, the dog digests the food differently versus kibble, the raw. It soaks into the dog. It seeps in. The waste, the very little waste that you get, and the waste that you do get is no byproduct, no filler, no. I mean, it's 100% waste.
Right.
Yeah, no jive stuff.
Yeah, I definitely noticed the difference in my dog's waste when they're not eating the raw and when they're eating it. People don't understand how important to have it balanced is and how it affects the way they digest it. So.
Exactly. Some people, they feed kibble with their raw. And I don't have anything for that. You know, I've seen people jump on people and kind of attack people. You know, no, you're not supposed to do that. It breaks down differently. It does. It does. But how do we know?
Argument up too, because I have an argument against that theory. One, I've been doing it for so long.
Right.
That makes no sense whatsoever when they say that the dog shouldn't eat kibble and eat raw at the same time, because that's like saying that a dog or anything, people, bears, wolves, or anything, eat only one thing at a time. Like, all right, what the bear's gonna say today, I'm only gonna eat berries today, because if I eat berries over here, I'm gonna be messed up. All kinds of things all day long. All kind of things all day long. We eat red meat that's really hard to digest, along with potatoes that are mashed that are easy to digest. So I don't buy into that whole theory.
I don't either. I don't either.
The feces is uniform when it comes out. It's not like you can see half digested food in it and then the digested kibble and things like that. So that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Especially knowing how strong the acid in the dog's stomach is. You know, they can digest things that we can't.
Things that
Right.
So, in a lot, so I don't believe in that theory either.
Well, Lawrence, I'm glad you stated your statement the way that you did, because here's another thing that I see around with people, and I'm going to call it a shortcut, because people think that feeding raw is just going to the store and grabbing, you know, regular ground beef or chicken quarters. Because look, the reason why I say that is because, yo, when's the last time you seen a wolf just go up and pick a leg up, you know what I'm saying, and be like, peace, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, the first, I'm going to be honest with you, and Tony, I know you know this too, and Al Boog, you know, I know you know it too. But, you know, the first thing that I say dogs, the first thing that wolves do and cheetahs and all that, if you watch National Geographic, or you watch how dogs and wolves catch their prey, man, they go for the stomach first. You know, they eat what the other wolf or their prey just ate.
Right.
You know, and that's what they go for. And then they need the enzymes. Then they eat the organ.
They want to eat the enzymes first. That's why they go for the stomach.
Exactly.
What do they leave behind? Anytime you see a carcass, what's always left behind?
The piss bag, the you know, their rectum, the waste.
Sometimes they eat all of that. There's one part of the animal. Well, there's some parts of the animal that they just can't eat, like the skull and things like that. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about things that they can't eat.
I'd like to say liver, but
you ever notice?
You know.
You ask a lot of people about what they feed their dogs, and they say, "I feed my dog chicken necks, turkey necks, shit like that."
Oh, yes. You look, yes.
They don't
Tell us.
Spine. They don't eat that shit because there's a vein in the spine that carries fluid, and this fluid is poisonous, and that's why they don't eat the necks.
Strychnine. Strychnine is a fluid, correct?
I don't remember what it's called. I don't want to lie, but that's why they don't eat it. The spinal fluid is poisonous.
Correct.
So they don't touch the spine. They eat everything that they can't eat. And when I see people say they feed their dogs chicken necks and stuff like that, they don't have any nutrients. And I'm talking about, I get my dog eating that chicken neck. There's no meat or nutrients in the chicken neck.
Nope. Nope. All your chicken neck is, minus the spinal fluid, is a filler.
Right.
A filler of bone. And a lot of people don't know. Did I go somewhere?
Nah, Lawrence is still there.
Yeah, I'm here. Only looking like an old ass man over there in that rocking chair scratching on his ball.
I wasn't scratching on my balls, all like this.
The reason why you called you old ass man is because your balls is down that way.
Yeah, when it's scratching
I'm gonna keep it PG-13 tonight. So.
Here we go.
Just trying to keep it fun. We don't want to be boring. We got 10 viewers now, so that's 14 of us on here.
Hey, I got a quick question. What would you say the benefits are compared to just like a regular dry kibble, your diet? Because it seems like you would be giving them more protein and more pretty much everything over kibble. Why would somebody even feed dry kibble if they have the options of getting a complete raw diet?
Well, first and foremost, has anybody ever seen how they make kibble and what they make kibble out of?
No.
Second, why are dogs catching cancer? Where they getting cancer at? The water? Cigarette smoke?
Well, it's two ways they get a lot of the cancer.
It's genetics and genetics, kibble, and then you have, I believe, everything that we give them from the front line to possibly the vaccinations. I don't know if the vaccinations themselves, but it depends on what vaccination,
Correct.
There's so many chemicals we give the dogs that's those are all factors. But kibble, we don't know, half of these foods got all kinds of garbage in them,
You're right.
So,
you're right. And to answer your question, kibble, no matter what they say, no matter what it's just like the government or any higher power that wants you to have something that they have or where they want you to follow in direction of. Look, dogs are domesticated, yes, but dogs' digestive systems will never be domesticated. They're a wild creature. You can't change a digestive system, a digestive tract. You can't change what nature made for that purpose. You can't. And when you can, you're playing God for real. To answer your question, though, kibble is what they say it is. Whatever they tell you it is, other than not being able to prove it. So what you get from my food is 100% organic, natural way of feeding your dog in a BARF diet. You're getting 100% fresh protein, fresh ingredients, no fillers, no additives, no flim-flam, no steroids, no extra nonsense. You're not getting it. You're getting what you're supposed to get.
Now, I think, Andy, what the question was, the question was, what are the benefits of what are the benefits of feeding them together also?
He said, what are the benefits of feeding just raw as opposed to raw and kibble? Me personally, I feed raw and kibble. I've tried to feed only raw, and my dogs get really lean. I like my dogs to hold their mass and hold their weight, keep that belly weight and all that. So for me, it works better for me to feed the kibble with it because they get that extra calories. Raw, it's not really high in calories. You know what I mean? So the dogs get much leaner. That's why
They do. They look excellent, but like you said, with a bully that you want to keep mass on, unless you're feeding. You could keep that mass. You just have to feed a good amount of raw because
Correct.
like Lauren said, I believe that the calorie and fat content isn't super high. So they'll look muscular. They'll look great. But if you want to keep your dog on a thicker side, just with some extra weight on it, you got
to feed it extra.
Yeah, or you could just feed an extra fat source with it. What a lot of guys do, what I personally do, I'm feeding top-notch raw to a few of my dogs that need it. A couple of my real muscular dogs, they need, I believe they benefit from Andy's mixture. So, and I'm getting great results. They do stay lean, but what I do is I add different oil sources. I'll add a DAC oil. It's something I really love to use. It's for horses. I've had great success with it. Or, coconut oil. Also, you could grab a tablespoon of lard and add that in there also. So these are all things that'll help you keep that little extra fluff on your dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
And add to that rice bran oil. Rice bran oil is 99% crude fat.
Right.
So that's
very
another.
good. Yep.
Right.
Okay, now explain what a BARF diet is. I heard you guys use that term a few times. What's a BARF diet?
BARF. Go ahead, Bob.
BARF is an acronym. I'm gonna make sure I get it right. I don't want to, but it's just an acronym. Biologically appropriate growth. So it's just a cool way of saying it's a properly blended raw diet.
Okay.
Right. It's already ground versus a prey diet. You got the differences is prey and BARF. BARF is a ground pre-mixed, pre-blended, where prey diet is you can use your imagination and they prey for the food, or you give them the same ingredients already whole, not ground. So you give them a quarter off of a rump, and you give them their 10% of this and their 80% of that.
Fly forward at the screen, because all we see is that light shining in the camera.
I put the phone down, my bad. I got my whatchamacallit there, but I forgot my piece that holds the phone, so my bad. I'm sitting in the truck. I gotta go grab my dog in a minute, matter of fact. But that's the difference. It's not ground, and that goes with the stimulation I was talking about earlier. And that's working with the jaws, and you stimulate the mind. That's another reason why you should give like a whole raw bone rather than they're getting that. See, I fast my dogs every other day.
I do too.
I only have, You do it too?
I feed my dogs like 3 days a week, and then I'll skip a day, and then I'll feed a day, and then I'll skip a day, and then I'll feed them for 3 days straight.
I don't. I fast 1 day a week. Usually during the colder, the winter season. I hardly ever fast, but during the summers, I'll fast 1 day just to let them, clean out 1 day a week.
Right. Now, the reason why I do it the way I do it is I'm not trying to be cheap, but it's just the fact that I've broke my dogs down. I've taken my dogs to the natural state of, I wouldn't say bareness. I mean, I took them down to protein and water and built them up because I have to know what I'm playing with genetically and health-wise as well.
Okay, so you say you fast your dog, so like y'all put them on a feeding schedule to where at least 1 day a week they don't eat anything.
I actually
Every so often.
I actually do 2 days a week because
2 days a week.
my dogs. I only feed my dogs once a day. I know people that feed 2 and 3 times a day, and I don't understand. I think when you overfeed your dog like that, they can't digest. They can only intake so many calories and so much protein in a certain amount of time. So when you overfeed, I think that's overfeeding, but you just create so much waste, and you also speed up their metabolism because they're constantly digesting food. My dogs hold a lot of weight naturally. So if I feed my dogs every day the way that I feed my dogs with the kibble and the raw, my dogs get overweight real fast, even with feeding them every day. So
yeah, real quick.
I fast them. If I start noticing that my dogs are looking a little heavy, then I'll skip a day, feed a day, skip a day, and then feed 3 days. So I'll do Tuesday and Friday. I won't feed them at all. They just get water.
Okay.
Now, I fast my dogs every other day. I feed Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, for instance. And then I flip-flop when a day is. Now, but I feed my dogs 1 time a day, and I feed them all raw. So I kind of up their feed of what they're supposed to be getting, and then the days that they don't eat, I give them a raw bone, and that the bone is what they get to chew on and get to ingest for that day of consumption, and that would be the equivalent. That would be the equivalent of your lion capturing the gazelle and didn't eat the ribs and didn't eat the hindquarters. So, the first, let's say Monday, the day before when it killed it, it only ate the front legs and the heart and the stomach, and that's what it ate. And then the next day, or 2-3 days later, they got the bone. And what the bone does is your bone is your calcium, and it also is like fiber to us.
Also,
you know what I'm saying?
Marrow, they get their nutrients.
Correct. And then you believe it or not, there's ash in the bone, so that's where you get your ash. If you see ash in your ingredients of your raw diet, that's where the ash comes from. In quotations, it's coming from your bone, your calcium, your marrow, out of that.
Hey, let me stop you right quick. Everybody that's watching, I appreciate you guys joining in. If you want to ask a question, you can either do it in Google Hangouts chat, or you can click on the bottom of the video. There will be a banner on the bottom of the video, in the actual video, not underneath it, and it'll say something like join the conversation or be part of the conversation. If you click that, it'll take you to another screen. On the top of the screen up here, where your phone is at, right next to it is 3 dots. You click those 3 dots and a window will drop down. It'll say request desktop, and you click that, and then it'll open up the chat and you can ask questions. I know it sounds like a lot, but once you get the hang of it, if you join us frequently, it'll be something easy to remember. So once again, click the banner right here on the bottom of the screen. It'll open up another window. Right here there'll be 3 dots. Click the 3 dots. I don't know, it might be backwards on I'm not sure. On the right top side of the Google search bar, there's 3 dots. If you click that, you can request the desktop version, and it'll give you the chat.
Yo.
Yeah.
How do I pause this right quick?
You can click on the top of your screen. You'll see a video camera and a microphone. You can mute yourself and kill your camera. Damien, you on your phone?
No, I'm on my tablet, my TV.
I see it.
Okay.
I see it right here.
Okay.
Yeah, he's muted. Good.
Oh, you muted.
All right. We got you get to the next question. We got another question? Paul?
No, well, it wasn't a question. It was just a topic. Let me close this out here.
I'm probably gonna have to go soon. I mean, this was a surprise to me, but we're trying to get to everybody.
Inboxes, people asking if we was gonna do it again.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I love to do it. I just got I got the girls. I got to get them. It's a school night, so I got a few left here that I got to drive. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a couple topics.
Yo.
We got a couple topics. First topic is, did anybody besides myself catch that Demon Boy video?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start off with my opinion. I think he's a really nice dog. I like the fact that he looks a lot like his pictures. That's big to me. I see a lot of dogs that don't even come close, and he actually looks a lot like his pictures. So I think that a lot of people are talking. Hey, somebody got in. Lewis got in. Tinoco, he said he finally got in with the chat, so that's good. Figured out it's not that hard. Once again, if you want to get in and ask questions, there's a banner right on the bottom of your video that says be a part of the conversation. You click that, it'll take you to another window. Wait for it to load. There'll be 3 dots on the top next to your Google search bar. You click that, and when it drops down, you request the desktop, and it'll open up the chat for you, and you can ask any questions you want. and we'll answer them to the best of our ability. If you want to join in, I may let when Andy leaves, if he leaves or if one of the members drops out, I may let one person in. Yesterday was just too many people and nobody could hear. It was too much feedback, so we'll try to keep the on-air people to a minimum. We'll switch them out if somebody wants to come on and talk or plug anything. If you got a litter you want to plug, whatever, just hit us up. We'll let you in. I'll send you an invite. You have to have Google Hangouts installed and set up in order to chat through Google Hangouts. Also, they watch the video, right? They need the Google Hangouts?
Nah, they can watch the video on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, the video's on YouTube. The video's also streaming on my page, the ABKC page, the RKC page. So if we want to watch it, stream it on your YouTube, on your Facebook, just click play and it'll bring you in live. And the same way to get into the chat, you can do it off of the Facebook too. Just click the chat at the bottom. Okay, so how about them puppies that Ty Lumley got though?
Are they on Facebook, Lawrence?
Yeah, he posted. I'm not sure. I think he only kept one out of that litter with Bistro and that female he had. What's the name of that female, Tom?
I don't know.
I can't remember her name. She's really nice, but that female that he posted, man, she's wow. She's really wow.
What's his name? Ty?
I love him. He's a judge.
Okay, I got him right here.
That tri-female, she's about 6 months old. Man, she got a lot of body out of her. The dome is just crazy.
Okay, I got him. Hey, Tony, before you go, you were an ABKC judge, right?
I was.
You was. What's the biggest difference between the two registries? 'Cause I know you're the lead judge in RKC right now.
It's not really. I mean, I left the ABKC just because, I got presented an opportunity with the RKC to make a difference. I just wanted to go to a registry that, could use the help, and I like what the RKC, stood for. I like there was a bunch of, it was a good family environment and stuff, and I mean, it's the same, but it's different in a way. I mean, ABKC has been around a long time, has a big following. RKC is on a smaller scale, but it's got a bunch of really good people. I just like the show environment. We keep the music. The music stays. We play family friendly music. Not real loud. It's focused on just basically the showing of the dogs. But they're very similar,
Okay. Andy, you're on mute.
He knows.
Oh.
Yeah, I was explaining over here. And I'm at from my friend's house at the WBA picking up my dog from this weekend, but I was just explaining to them why I was talking into my phone like that. They looked at me like I was crazy for a minute.
What's up, WBA?
So Tony, you said you don't exercise your dogs. You just it's genetics the reason they're so muscular.
You got it.
You don't have like on a regimen or anything.
Yeah, put that mute back on, Andy.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have they're not conditioned or any kind of regular exercise regimen. I do exercise my dogs. I mean, I like to stimulate them. I'll do flirt pole. I'll throw the ball around. There's little things here and there, but I have a lot of dogs, so they're not getting worked every day. They do run around together. They run around a pack. So they just run around the property, things like that. But for the most part, it's all genetics. It's not, they're not conditioned to look like that. They're not on any kind of special supplements, any kind of special food, kibble and top-notch raw. That's about it. That's it.
Okay.
It's all
Okay.
genetics, man. Genetics
What's
is
the
a
blood?
key factor. My blood?
Yes, sir.
Well, my blood, my blood, it's my bloodline that I've developed, and now I'm working on some outcrosses with some friends. Basically, I created my blood using old school Razor's Edge strain mixed with some gray line and gaff, and then I've incorporated some some more modern Razor's Edge strains. I've incorporated some Bullmaster and Fonzie now. I have a little bit of Remy. I'm particularly fond of the Thing blood. I just like the way that those dogs, their features and how they produce. They produce on a consistent, they have a consistency a lot greater than some lines. And I've even brought a little bit of old school Gotti, not the newer stuff. So that's about it. But I mean, everything's pretty tightly bred. That way, I do a lot of inbreeding and line breeding, so that we can keep a consistency. You're not really a successful breeder if you're only producing, 1, 2, 3 good dogs out of a litter. I believe that a successful breeder should be at least hitting, 70, 75%, somewhere around there, greater than half the litter. Good quality, show dogs.
Okay.
So that's what, that's what we aim for.
Don't mind me, y'all. I'm over here checking the messages and stuff.
Eating your oodles and noodles?
No, I'm checking the comments, making sure everybody get in, and I'm not leaving anybody
So,
out.
what's your plans for the future, Tony, to add to your yard to create your perfect picture of a perfect bully? What do you think you're gonna move towards when you go to your outcrosses?
Well, I've already done my outcrosses. I've done my outcrosses. What I'm focusing on, my ultimate goal is I want to create the ultimate bully. I just want to have something that no one else has. I think I've created a pretty consistent look. I have really good structure on my dogs. So that's pretty much locked in. I mean, I have any issues like anybody else. You get flaws here and there, and we just try to keep those to a minimum. But I want to create a muscled up dog. You see with my really muscular dogs, some lack the head. They don't really have the bully head, but they just got tremendous body. So I want to bring that head. I want to bring that American bully head that defines the breed. And I want to have that extreme muscle. I want to have the bone. And I still want to have a functional dog. It's useless to me. I won't feel like I've accomplished anything just creating a thick dog, with the wow factor. To me, the dog has to move. So, that's going to be the challenge, creating a dog with a lot of substance that can still move and is still healthy, great temperament. So that's that. And I've basically incorporated the blood that I've wanted to use. I got the Bullmaster stuff. I got the Fonzie blood. I have that little bit of Gotti, the Remy, Excalibur, all Razor's Edge strain. I mean, they're all from the same family. They just branched off.
Right.
So essentially, it's from the same stuff. They're heavy edge dogs, and that's that. We're just bringing that mass to it, bringing that bone, that head, and we're getting there just through selective breeding. I don't like to take shortcuts. It's one thing with me. I don't like to take shortcuts. And with taking shortcuts, you can get there today, but then you'll lose it tomorrow. You understand? You can never reproduce on a consistent level. If you take your time and you build up, and you take the right steps, and when you create that perfect specimen, or close to that perfect specimen, that dog can reproduce itself.
Okay. Lawrence, you back in?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm posting the link in the board so that everybody knows
He's working, man. He's working.
That's the thing. That's one thing we say that people don't realize. You get lazy, there's always somebody out there that's willing to outwork you. And that's in anything that you do. So you gotta stay always grinding, always thinking of a new way to make a difference.
No doubt.
A lot of times when I'm sitting around, I'm never sitting around just sitting around. I'm always sitting around thinking of what can I do right now.
Hey. We can't hear you, Lawrence. Nothing. And Lawrence's voice is getting further away.
My son makes all that noise. There's always somebody out there wanting to outwork you. So, somebody's dealing with dogs. Okay, that's good. Telling us to deal with his dog. Finally got into that. Once again, everybody that's viewing, if you want to ask any questions, you can do it on Google Hangouts message. Damien will tell you how to do that. If you want to do it on YouTube, there's a banner at the bottom of your video. You click the banner that says "Be part of the conversation," and it'll take you to a new window. There's 3 dots at the top right side of your screen. Click the 3 dots and it'll drop down. It says request desktop, and that'll take you into the message so you can ask questions. Any questions you guys can answer by video, not by text, so you don't have to watch it.
All right, go ahead, Lawrence.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna ask Tony one more quick question. Since I'm new to the breed, basically, what's the most common advice you give to newbies or mistakes you see them making when they try to enter the show ring or enter the breed at all? What's the most common mistake you see people make?
Entering, the most common mistake that I see, Andy, we're getting a lot of noise on your end, bro. Alright, so, much better. Basically, the common mistake is people showing up with dogs that lack breed type. I'm gonna say that's the #1 mistake, and I'm sure there's many that'll agree with me on that.
Yeah.
That is the main thing. Kennel blindness. Someone's spent $2,500, $3,000 on a dog. They went off of somebody. They purchased a dog off of hype, off of what was popular, and now they think they have the best thing in the world. And a lot of times you don't want to offend somebody. You don't want to discourage them. I know I don't want to discourage anybody. I'm not going to put them down or their dog down. They love their dog, and I want them to be involved in showing. But that's a thing we see a lot of. And a clear sign of that is even like when people enter the ring and they enter their dog in the wrong variety. We see classics in a pocket class. We see pockets in a stand, vice versa. With the extreme dogs, I've seen very, very few extreme dogs. Like most of the extreme dogs that come, that's why they did away. That's why ABKC did away with the extreme class. RKC still has it. We will probably do away with it eventually because most dogs just aren't extreme. The American Bully itself is an extreme animal. So you got just a standard American Bully entering the extreme class, but it's just really flawed up. That's not good. That's it. And just, another thing is the professionalism. Coming in the ring in a tank top and pants falling off your backside or... that's another thing. That's going to impede on the way you perform. You're not going to be able to display your dog right when you're constantly having to lift up your pants. So that's the thing, man. Dress professional. Dress in the right attire. That way you can focus more on the dog versus focusing on holding your pants up. I mean, that's basically it, man. You know, practice, enter the ring, study the breed, talk to people that are having success in the show ring, and look for consistency. Look for the breeders that have their own bloodline. That's the key. Very few breeders have their own bloodline. So if you're looking for a good show dog, go to someone that's got their own line. It's consistently producing that style of dog over and over again.
A real bloodline, not just
Right.
stuff a line. There's a big
Right, son, that's messed up because now we got, like Lauren said, I mean, we got kennels that are claiming bloodlines. They're putting it out there, and people don't know any better, you know? So they got these bloodline, L line, P line, whatever it might be, you know? And they're not true lines.
Okay, I got one more question, then I got to step away.
What actually constitutes a line? Because I think a lot of people think that if you've been breeding long enough and you feel like you know how to breed, then you call it a line. Or if you think it sounds good, or sell somebody else, put up that line, you know.
Well, I can get into that. I'll get into that. Basically, a line, I'm going to say some people are going to tell you different. Some people say 8 generations. I mean, if it takes you 8 generations to create a line, you're doing something wrong. Line can be achieved within 3 generations. You know, I would say 3 to 5 generations you could create a line, depending on, you know, how you've done the breedings, what you've done, if you know, how serious of inbreeding you've done. So you basically creating a line takes you're going to have to take several different bloodlines. It could be 2, it could be 3. You incorporate them together to create what you feel is, you know, your own look. You try to create a consistency of look. You know, you want to look at a dog and say, yeah, that dog is from his line. So that's what it is, achieving that consistency. But you have to blend. You can't take like one bloodline and just keep breeding to different, and then say, hey, I have a line. To me, and from what I've learned, from what I've read, from what I've been taught, you have to take different lines, you incorporate them together, you mix them to create your look. What you feel, you know, is a good specimen of the breed standard, or a good representation of the breed standard.
The way I learned about creating a line is why I'm not even close to I created a line. It takes the generations, but it's also in the way that you breed the dogs. You know, you have to put your specimens together, but then after you put your specimens together, you have to do your line breedings. And once you do your line breedings, and once you come across your specimens, see, like the way I was taught, or the way I learned, not taught because nobody taught me, I pretty much just did my own research and taught myself. The ideal way to do it would be to have 2 groups of dogs, and you want to keep those groups separate from each other, and you want to do your breedings, your line breedings, your inbreedings with the 2 separate groups, and you want to take your best specimens off of both of those groups and put them together in order to create your specimen, and that's like the beginning of your line. That's the way I learned.
Correct. Yep, correct. That's definitely, you know, that's definitely.
The amount of inbreedings and line breedings, and your blood is so tight that you have to do an outcross. Getting into outcrosses, people have to understand that an outcross doesn't mean that you're taking a guide dog to an edge dog. It is an outcross, but that's not what outcross means, that you're taking 2 bloodlines together. Because 2 dogs from the same bloodline can also be an outcross. So if you decide you want to just go with edge blood, then you can still outcross using 2 edge dogs. As long as they don't share any of the same genetic material in the first, they say 5, I say 3. Generations, it's an outcross. So, you know, it just depends on which way you want to go, but there's steps to it, and you have to do it in these steps in order to create a true line. Just because you're able to create a certain look doesn't mean that you created a line, in my opinion.
Okay, I got a quick question for Tony from Sean. It basically says, how do you control all those dogs with the pack mentality?
Well, you know, it's just pack order. It's how they come up. You know, you introduce a puppy into the pack, and it knows its place. Of course, you have to be the dominant force. You have to be the alpha. So that's how they have to look at you. They have to respect you and look at you, and then everything pretty much falls into place. Now, that's not saying that you're not going to have issues, because females come in heat, males act up. That natural instinct takes over. You know, they do get in scraps over you know, bones or toys, and you know, you got to try to keep that to a minimum. And it is. I mean, it happens for the most part. They're good, but it does happen. Well, and that's that, man. You know, every time you introduce a younger dog, it's introduced to the pack. Usually, everything falls into place. You know, it's the pack order.
Okay. And a question for Andy. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
Hold on, let me answer that to Damien.
Okay.
He has a lot of dogs, and his dogs are outside, so they're different than inside dogs. So you have to have both sides, which is why I like to do it this way, because you get everything. So my dogs are inside. So for me, I do it a little different. I try to, first of all, I try to keep dogs that don't show that aggression. Any dog can be aggressive. Second is, when my females in heat, you know, I don't let them, of course, I don't let them out with my males. You know, in his situation, if I had his situation where it was so many dogs, you know, and I know that he does this also, he may not go to say it, because we talk all the time. So there's certain, you have to know all of your dogs. If you have 20 or so dogs or more than that, then you have to know all of your dogs, and you have to know which dogs get along with each other, which dogs have issues with each other. You know, you have your troublemakers. You have certain dogs that just don't like each other for some specific reason, maybe not a specific reason. So you have to know your dogs also to be able to control the pack mentality, and that way you can keep those dogs separated.
Okay. And somebody wants to know if Andy has any locations in the South, like Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, to get the top-notch raw diet food.
I know that he does. I don't know if he can hear us. I know that he does. He can.
I'm on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a distributor in Tennessee, but I'm about to open up I'm gonna go down personally and open up a place in Shreveport, Louisiana, which is trying to put me a little central to the South and easy to move around with the home base in Pennsylvania. So yeah, I'm trying. That's my goal, is to hit Shreveport, Louisiana, and then be able to service parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee. You know, Tennessee's only like 5 hours away. You're looking at Nashville. Memphis, I mean, not Nashville. Memphis is about 5 hours away. So yeah, that's my plan. I don't have it right this moment, but my plan and my direction is getting very close to going that way.
Okay, and there's one more Facebook question for, I guess, all three of you guys. They say they have a 2-year-old dog, and they're thinking about switching them to raw. They're wanting to know, how would you guys go about switching them, being that the dog's already 2 years old? Like, would you do it incrementally? I think we talked about this a little bit last night, but now that we got Andy on, y'all could probably go in more detail.
You want me to go first? Bug, you want to go? How you want to do it?
It don't matter.
Go ahead.
when I started the raw, my dogs were older. Andy knows that. I had some puppies too, but I started my dogs, they were older. When you switch to raw, just like anything else, you can't. The dogs, their digestive systems are funny. When you change their food, they're not used to having their food changed. It changes their bowels. So the main thing you'll see is you'll get this really black tar poop. It's like real sticky and tarry and it smells so bad. That's just their stomach. Once they pass that stage, if you continue to give it to them and their stomachs develop the right amount of bile and bacteria to break it down, because they don't need all of that. It's a different way they digest kibble than they digest raw, and I think that's why they came up with that dumb idea that you shouldn't feed both. But it just increases the amount of bile in their stomach to break the food down and the bacteria that they need to break it down. So while they're getting used to it, you'll see the really thick black tar poop. So you just have to give it slowly. You don't want to just give them a pound of raw and they never ate raw before. You can just add a little bit to their food. If you're going to switch from kibble completely, you just want to add a little bit to their food and add more and more until you switch completely over. Or if you're just going to do both, then you just add it slowly. You don't want to just give them a whole lot of it at one time because they can't digest it. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was going to say the same thing. Just step up, do steps of it, and then, use common sense. It's, common sense puts you in the right in the position too with your steps and stages of it. It's just like with anything new that you do, you want to just gradual work right into it, and don't let the stomach upset scare you, because that's just transitioning. Those are just steps towards where you're going with your new food. It's just a GI upset, gastric upset. That's all it is. We get them as well. But don't let that scare you when you do that. It will happen, but it also goes away by as soon as about a week or so into it. Once they get used to it, maybe 2 weeks, then you'll see a change.
I'll tell you what, I will warn you of this. Raw farts are the worst. Farts.
Especially with tripe.
With every meal, and I'll tell you what, you can smell the raw meat when they fart.
I think like with the chicken and the tripe, yeah, but I don't feel like the beef, more the beef blend. You don't really. Really?
Hell yeah.
You also mix kibble in also. I mean, I don't feel my dog's on a beef mixture really. But don't you get the stuff with the chicken in it though? It's beef and chicken, right?
I get the beef and chicken mix. I get just beef and I get just chicken.
Yes.
I used to get the puppy blend, but right now I don't have any puppies. He also has a power pack blend that he's not talking about. I feel like I'm doing your job, Andy. He also has.
Hey, bro, I'm just listening. The power pack.
He has a power pack. It's something like satin balls. It's just a weight gainer. It's a supplement for weight gain, heart gain. My dog, like Boss, is a real hard gainer, so I have to feed him different than I feed all my dogs. He will lose weight so fast, and then it's hard to get it back on him. So I have to feed him more than I feed my other dog. And when my bitches come in heat, he won't eat at all. From the time they come in heat until they're out of heat, he won't eat. I have to develop a technique to force feed him, because he won't eat anything. His brother's the same way. His brother looked like he was ready to die. He will not eat. So I have to force feed him. Phantom is different. He'll wait until then and really get him ready to treat, and then stop eating.
Okay, I think she has a follow-up question. It's really long, but I'm just going to ask you the question part of it. basically her same dog has been having a lot of issues with allergies, and she says she's been reading a lot about raw. She's like, what are you guys' experience been with raw improving dogs' allergies like hot spots, skin discolorations, and stuff like that?
That's the way to go. I mean, you wanna eliminate all the fillers, the grains, stuff like that, soy, and that's the best way to do it. Some dogs, it goes beyond the food. Some dogs aren't allergic to the food. They have environmental allergies. So if it's something like that, in that case, you have to get the testing to find out exactly what the dog is allergic to. So we see that a lot. People change the food, nothing is improving. But if it's due to the food or raw, especially a beef, is a really good way to go. It usually fixes the problem. Less fillers, less preservatives, all that stuff. Get rid of it, and you usually see a big improvement, if not complete improvement.
Correct.
Lewis has a question. His question is, what's the normal weight in the dog? Normal weight in the dog, you can't really answer that because, like, people, all dogs are different.
We can't hear you, Lawrence.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Lewis had a question. His question was, what's the normal weight in the dog? And I said, you can't really answer that question because all dogs, like people, are different. They all hold their weight different. They're all bred to be a certain weight or hold, So as long as the dog doesn't look underweight for what it is, I mean, that's normal weight. As long as the dog doesn't look overweight. These are bullies. They're not supposed to be skinny dogs. So you want them to have weight on them. You don't want to see the dog's ribs or their hip bones. You want them to be. A lot of dogs that don't carry muscle tone, mass, a lot of the time it's because of the way that they're being fed and it's only allowing them to develop to a certain level. So it's all in perspective on what your dog is bred like. Anybody else?
Okay.
Hold on, we're gonna need to take a moment for station identification right here. You see?
You can't see it.
You can't see it?
Oh, there we go. Bring it closer.
Yeah. She said, what's your email and what's your contact information, Andy?
Let's see what we have here, boss. You can, I'm on Facebook. You can catch me on, can we see that there?
Yeah.
You can get him on Facebook at Andy Moore. Or also you can get him on Facebook at Top Notch Raw, right?
Yeah, it's Top Notch Raw Diet. That's the Raw page. You can catch me there on my cell phone, 717-524-7442.
Say it again.
717-524-7442.
Tony over there doing the jig, look.
Look at it.
That was his version of the Millie Wow. Whatever you want to call
it. It's for all three of y'all. They don't really say who it's to, but basically they're new to the bully breed and they're wondering. No, wait, that question doesn't make sense. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see if I can make sense of it.
Once again, everybody, if you want to ask any questions on the actual Facebook chat, you can hit the banner at the bottom of your screen. It'll take you to another window that'll open up and play the video. When the video starts playing, you click the three dots on the top right next to your Google search bar, and that'll drop down a window that says request desktop, and you click that, and it'll open up the chats for you. Just wait till the video starts. It'll take a little moment, but it'll start up.
Hey, Andy.
Okay, I think
Yes, sir.
she's trying to add. Okay, go ahead.
Hey.
No, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Does she have a question?
No, it's a different person through Facebook, and they basically said they have like a 6-month-old dog. They don't specify whether or not it's a bully, but they're saying that the coat on the dog, the dog hair falls out everywhere. They're trying to see what's the best thing they can do to improve the dog's coat.
It's I mean it's a.
That depends on the situation. It could be a lot of things.
Tony, you going in and out. We can't hear you.
Yeah, I keep getting somebody keeps calling me, but basically they could have something like
dermatitis. I mean they're.
Come on, come on. Come on,
We got a lot of things going on with the dog, so it's hard.
Here we go. Tony's freezing. We can't really hear him, so it could be a lot of different things. It could be environmental allergies. It could be food allergies. It could be dry skin.
I'll be back.
It could be seasonal. We need to figure out what it is. Basically, when my dogs are having skin issues, I try to do 2 baths a week. Make sure that everything is right with feed and things like that, and try to figure out what kind of food is she feeding.
Let me ask real quick.
Because a lot of times, like we try to, I know everybody can't afford to feed their dogs the best food, but the better foods you don't have to feed as much. So you're thinking in a way like, well, this food costs this much and this dog eats this much, so I can't really afford it. But the cheaper foods, they eat a lot more and they waste a lot more. So the better food you feed is better for the dog, and they don't eat as much, they don't poop as much on the better food.
They're feeding Blue Diamond or Blue Diamond. I'm sorry, not Blue Diamond.
Which Diamond?
Let's see. Which Diamond?
I don't use any Puppy Diamond products. I do feed Diamond. I don't use any Puppy Diamond products. My dogs get like crazy diarrhea on it. I use Diamond Extreme Athlete. That's the only Diamond product I use. I've never had any problems on it except one dog had yeast from, I guess, the sugar in it. But
it's Diamond Puppy in the purple bag.
Diamond Puppy is the worst. Try to get him off the Diamond Puppy. Put him on the Diamond Extreme Athlete that has way more calories, way more protein, way more fat. It's going to bulk the dog up, and it's different. I don't know what it is about the puppy. I tried to use Puppy Diamond on 2 different litters, and the same day, I mean, the poop was coming out the same color as the food, and diarrhea like crazy. So get it off the puppy. Get on the Diamond Extreme Athlete. It's the orange bag.
Okay, yeah, they're watching, so that they just heard you.
Okay. Diamond Extreme Athlete is the name of the food. Is the orange bag. Where are they at? Because as far as I know, pet stores don't carry it. The only place I've ever found it was either at an Amish Diamond Food dealer or at Tractor Supply. That's the only place I've ever been able to buy it. So if they have a Tractor Supply in their area, then they'll be able to get. Well, they have to be able to get it. They get the other Diamond, so they'll be able to get it. Diamond Extreme. Do not use, not even on the puppies. My puppies, I never put my puppies on puppy food. I tried it a couple times with the Diamond Puppy. I don't put my puppies on any puppy food at all. My puppies eat the same thing my dogs eat, except I grind it down and I add the Ultra 24 milk replacer. I add that to it, and that's it.
Yeah, they're here in Arkansas. They're one of the people I recruited to watch. I know you got a champion, Lawrence, but I don't know about Tony or Andy.
Yeah, Tony.
Facebook question trying to see how many champions do you guys have in your yard, or how many champions have you produced?
All right.
Tony, I don't know. Tony has some. As you can see, this chair is empty.
Did you hear the question, Andy?
I did. I have 3 right now and 1 that is 20 points away, and the one that's 20 points away is a production of mine. So I have 3 dogs that I started with that are foundation, and then a production that's almost there. So 3.
Okay.
Tony's gone, so.
Yeah, I think he's probably getting his kids ready. They're getting ready to head out. I think he's at his parents' house. Hold on, I got a question coming in on Facebook. The question: I took my mail to his half sister. Did it on Tuesday. I just want to know if I went the right way about it, or what I would just like to know your thoughts and opinions on. When it comes to inbreeding, for myself personally, I only want to do it for a specific reason, especially if they litter mates. You didn't specify if they were litter mates or half litter mates. I mean, a half brother and sister. When a lot of people in this game, they do a lot of inbreeding and stacking beds 2 times this, 3 times that, and they don't realize that means nothing if you're not doing it right. I mean, if you taking you have a litter and it's 3 times stacks and 3 times ring. If the dog that you use to stack that blood didn't carry or produce the traits that you chose those dogs for, there was absolutely no reason to do that inbreeding. You don't just do inbreedings to stack pets. That's all you're doing. If dogs don't carry the traits, you won't get anything out of that. Just some paperwork that's stacked up. So I don't like to stack paper. It means nothing to me when I see people do stuff like that, like 3 times this and 2 times that. And I see people all the time like act like that's such a big deal. And it's laziness, and if it's not for a reason, it doesn't make any sense to do it. I don't understand what's the point of doing that. I'm not saying that that's what you did. I got off topic. I'm answering his question, but I personally won't do it unless both dogs carry the traits that I'm looking to lock into my program. You're gonna get puppies in the litter that are gonna have serious flaws when you stack blood like that. Most of the time you do breeding like that is to get that really nice specimen or 2 and the rest of them are gonna have serious flaws, and they're not gonna be pet like dogs. So you need to be careful when you do it.
Is that Tony? Is Tony back?
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Tony, you back?
Yeah.
Tony, the question was, I answered it for myself, but like I said, I want to give you my perspective on it. My perspective is just my perspective.
I can't hear you.
What's that? All right. I want to get other perspectives on the question. I gave my perspective, but I like to have other perspectives because everybody doesn't agree with me. So the question is, I took my mail to his half sister. Oh, he did say half sister, so I'm gonna let him know. He said I took my mail to his half sister. The litter dropped Tuesday. I just want to know if I went the right way about it, or what. I would just like to know is your thoughts or opinions on it. So I guess he wants to know what's our opinions on doing half brother and sister breeding.
I think it could be I think it's an essential tool. It could be great. But again, you have to have dogs with minimal flaws and faults. I mean, they have to be as close to perfect as possible. They have to have the traits that you're looking for. They have to have some kind of consistency there. That way you breed them together, and you basically know that you're breeding them together to make those traits and lock those traits in and make them stronger. That way you can continue to produce those even when you go out. So that is the key. A lot of people just do that just to tighten up on a pedigree and make it pretty, and so that it brings value so they can sell their pups. But very few people do it right. You got to understand. You got to understand the blood. You have to really study several generations back, and those dogs have to be identical. When I do inbreeding, the dogs I use are almost identical from the way they act, just to their everyday habits and to their looks, to their physical features. That's what you want to do. You totally defeat the purpose if you got the half sister looks more on the terrier side and the brother is, more on the bulldog side or, more on a bully. You defeat your purpose. You're going to have, it's like a minestrone soup, man. You're going to get this and that. You're going to have so much inconsistency there. You defeat
the flaws
yeah,
that come along with
and the flaws. Yeah, exactly. You're going to open up a whole other can of worms. So things that you didn't see that your dogs don't have, the offspring of those are going to have all kinds of flaws and faults that you didn't see in those dogs. That's why it's key that you pick really well put together dogs, healthy, excellent temperaments. They can't have any kind of skin issues, nothing. They have to be really great specimens of the breed.
Okay.
Listen, I'm going to have to go, guys. I'm having a great time. I love to sit here, but it's a school night. So I just want to say, if anybody wants to hit me up, I'm Tony Gold on Facebook. If you have questions, you can inbox me. Again, it's Tony Gold, or you could hit me up at weightandgoldkennels@gmail.com.
Andy, you need to look at your phone making all that noise over there.
That's Andy.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead, say that again, Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, okay. Now I was saying, if anybody wants to hit me up or whatever, I'm Tony Gold on Facebook, 2NY GOLD. You can hit me up, shoot me a message, send me a friend request if there's any questions, or you can wait till our next episode. We'll get more consistent with this, and we'll have our nights locked in. Or you want to shoot me an email, it's weightandgoldkennels@gmail.com, and you can shoot me messages there. Just want to thank everybody for the questions. Had a great time, whatever, and look forward to to answer some more questions next time and chatting with everybody and getting to see new people's faces. So everybody have a good night, man. I'm out.
Peace, Tony.
Good night, fellas.
Thank you. All right, so we got one slot open. Anybody that's watching that wants to get in on the video chat, send me, make sure you have Google Hangouts. Send me on my Facebook your email address. Only send it if you want to have some input and you want to give your opinion and perspective on things. We want to make this, informative for people so they're not wasting their time sitting here watching us staring at the screen. So try to have some good questions or good input. Like I said, if you want to get in, send myself or Damien your email address. He'll shoot it to me. I don't know can you let him in? Can you send an invite, Damien?
Yeah, I can send an invite.
Okay, yeah. Send one to myself or Damien, and you'll be able to get in, and we'll keep it moving like that. Any questions also? You can message us on Google Hangouts. You can click the link on the bottom of your screen on YouTube. It'll take you to another window. Drop down. There's three little dots on the top of the right hand on the screen. You click those dots. Another window will drop down and it'll say request desktop. It'll open up the chats for you. You'll be able to ask any questions you want. Man, Lewis figured it out. Finally, it took me about 4 days to figure it out, so I know it's not easy. If not, just message me on Facebook and I'll answer. Joel Nova said, okay, that's good to hear from other people. Thanks for answering my questions, bro. That's why I respect what you're doing, bro. I appreciate you too, Joel. You got any more questions, hit me up. And we'll be more than happy to answer. Anybody else have any questions, hit me up. We're more than happy to answer. If you're not watching, you can watch on YouTube Live. You can watch on Facebook. I'm streaming on my page. I'm also having on the RKC and the ABKC board. All right.
That question off of Facebook. How long have you been involved with the breed? I guess for everybody, how long have you guys been involved with the American Bully breed?
Yeah, he got all that noise over there. I got into the American Bullies in 2008. I saw these dogs a long time ago in New York. Some Italian guys up in the Bronx had them. I didn't know what they were. I just was like, wow. And, you know, fast forward to 2008, I was driving down the street and I actually saw Hailey from HD Bullies. He was walking a dog named Cream. I think his name was Cream. He was a KOP son. He was from Philly. He had him and I was, man, what kind of dog is that, man? He started talking, you want to see my dogs? And we went to his house and I saw his dogs. That was in 2008. I saw his dogs and I was hooked, man. And I was just coming home on vacation, so I had to save my little chicken up. And I went and bought my first bully, which was Remy and Hef grandson. And I went and bought me another female, and I've been in them ever since then. I actually didn't come up with the whole EBK thing until almost 2010, and then came up with that, with the name, and then I started branding. I changed my whole program out in 2012, though. I had a lot of old school blood, a lot of old school Remy and gray line blood and stuff like that. So I changed my whole yard out, and I got what I knew I needed, and then I'm here today. So are you, Andy?
Me? Oh Lord, I started messing with the pit bulls back when I was in Louisiana. That was in the late 90s. As far as the bullies, we started around 07, 06, 07. That was in Virginia and North Carolina. Then, yeah, about 06, 07 for the bullies. Took a couple of vacations and started heading back a little harder with the show scene and all that in 2009, 2010? 2010, I think it is. Yeah.
There's a question on Facebook from Shaka Zulu. He said, even if my female's feeding the pup, should I hand feed them? I don't mess with my puppies unless they're having problems, unless their mother's not feeding them enough, they're not getting enough milk, and even then there's things that you can do that will stimulate her to produce more milk or richer milk. So I don't hand feed any puppies unless there's a problem, because when you hand feed your puppies, whether you tube feed them, you bottle feed them, or you sponge feed them, you're not going to feed them the way that they naturally eat, because you're in a rush and you don't want to sit there every 15 minutes giving this puppy milk. Puppies don't They say you're supposed to feed your puppies every 2 hours, but if you watch puppies eat, they don't eat every 2 hours. Some puppies eat every 15, 20 minutes. Some puppies eat every hour, every half an hour. It depends. Their stomachs their digestive systems are only able to break down liquids. So when you bottle feed a puppy or you sponge feed or whatever, you giving the puppy replacement milk, you feeding them way more than they supposed to eat. They would eat from their mother. So that milk starts to curdle in their stomach and it becomes a solid. And that's why you see a lot of puppies that are bottle fed, they're really skinny because they're not getting the nutrients. You feeding them cheese. The milk sits in their stomach and it turns into cheese and they can't digest it. So that's why if you're gonna bottle feed or feed your puppy separate, you have to feed them according to the way that they eat off of their mother. You can't just stick a tube down their throat and fill their belly up with milk and then leave them alone for 2 hours. You have to stimulate them. You have to make sure they're the right temperature to digest their food. You have to roll them around. You got to make them go to the bathroom. But the most important thing is that their stomachs get huge when you do that. If you watch them feed, they only feed to a certain amount. Their stomachs get big, and then a couple hours later, they look like they haven't eaten and they're eating again. They're digesting the food on a slow basis. They're constantly growing from the time they're born. Like every minute of the day, they're growing. So they need that constant nutrients, not one, and then 2 hours later, they're eating again, and then 2 hours later, 4 and 6 hours because you fell asleep and like that. So I personally wouldn't feed the puppies unless the mother's having a problem. Now, if she's having a problem making milk, she's either not getting enough water, she's not getting enough calcium, or she's not getting enough food. Unless she has mastitis, which is, she's got that blockage in her breast. If her breast is not wrong with them, they're nice and soft, they're not red, not wrong with her nipple, you can give them vanilla ice cream. You can give them chicken quarters. The chicken quarters are real high in calcium because of the bones, and that helps them out because they need extra calcium to produce the milk. So, there's other things you can do besides feeding the puppies.
I don't think Andy's there right now. That's another food question. They want to know what's your views on puppy supplements, and if you use any, which ones do you use?
I think the only supplement I give my puppy would be Ultra 24 milk replacement. I mix that in my food. But as far as like vitamins and Dine and all that stuff, I don't use it. Dine, I used to use Dine, but I did a little research on Dine. Dine, you have to be real careful with it. It'll give them crystals on their bladder or their kidneys.
The kidney.
And they piss out little beads. You know what I mean? So you got to be real careful about giving them that Dine. Dine is not. A lot of people feed their dogs Dine with every meal. It's not supposed to be fed like that's for sick dogs. That's for dogs that are not eating, dogs that are trying to recover from being sick and they need extra calories and extra sugar. That's not food. So if you're feeding your puppies right, you don't need to give them any supplements. The only thing I give them is the Ultra 24, and that's because it's real high in vitamins and stuff like that. Puppies need more vitamins than older dogs. So that would be the only thing I would do.
What was the question again?
Do you give giving supplements to puppies, and if so, what supplements do you use? Hey, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Barely, but it's.
Let me know if you can't hear me, because I don't want people to be, trying to. Daddy said maggot, I'm too far away from the jump.
Yeah, you're away from it, bro. No, I use a immune booster and a vitamin, which is Nuvet. But I use that in dogs, from puppies, from when they eat puppy mush to all throughout their raw and adult as well. Like Bug was talking about, I use a little bit of goat milk replacer, the Ultra 24. Supplements, really none other than they get raw. I feed the pups raw, so I mean, there's no need for all of that. It's not necessary to get everything from nature. I mean, you can't beat nature, so there's no need to supplement what they're already getting the best of. So, yeah, new vet and raw and Ultra 24 for me.
Okay, and let's see here. The same lady about the allergy for the dog. Basically, she wants to know. She said you mentioned test earlier. She said she got an allergy test and it was not allergy. She said, could you think of anything else it could be besides food if it wasn't the
Genetics.
That's the same lady with the puppy diamond. That's what it is.
Genetics. Oh, what did y'all talk about?
No. It's the puppy diamond.
Okay.
I used it enough. What? If you notice, listen, if you notice, when you first told me what she was saying, I brought up the puppy diamond.
Right.
That she was feeding puppy diamond because I've had enough issues with it, and that's why I asked what she was. Puppy diamond, they think they have a formula for puppies, and they did some tweak shit, but it gives them severe diarrhea. And if your dog is pooping out, the only food it should poop out the same color as it went in is raw. You know what I mean? Unless there's a lot of bone in it, and then it'll come out like a white color. It'll be
white or yellowish.
But if it's like straight raw meat, it should come out pretty much the same color. But if you're feeding dog food, like kibble and stuff like that, their poop shouldn't be the same color as the dog food. If it is, it means that they're having an absorption problem with the food, either because they got coccidia, giardia, or they just not able to digest that food. So you got to make sure you check too for the coccidia and the giardia. I treat all my puppies for that, whether they have it or not. Before puppy day, that's the other reason why my puppies, not that they're so thick, because the bone is not something you can add to a dog, but as far as how much body they carry as puppies, a lot of people don't know how to worm their dogs, and they don't know how to clean them out. You can't just go get a wormer that only treats 3 types of worms, which is what you buy when you go to a pet store. When you go to a pet store and you buy a wormer, it only treats 3 types of worms. Pinworms, hookworms, and roundworms. That's it. But there's so many other parasites that your dogs can get and carry that will cause them to lose weight or not be able to put weight on. Coccidia is one of them. It's a parasite, it's a protozoa. It blocks their intestines from absorbing the nutrients from the food. So if your dog is pooping the same color as his food, it's not absorbing his food, it probably has coccidia. And coccidia is not something that, you being a bad owner, your dog can get. Your dog can get coccidia a lot of different ways. Eating grass, right? A dog has coccidia, it goes and shits on the grass, and your dog likes to munch grass, and that's why I don't let my dogs eat grass. Not because of the fact that they throw up. They do that to clean their system up. But if you're taking your dog somewhere where there's other dogs running around all the time, cats, cats are really nasty. They carry a lot of parasites. So your dogs always want to eat cat shit. And they can get all types of parasites from that. And they can get coccidia from that, from eating grass, from drinking rainwater. They can also get leptospirosis from drinking pond water and chewing on tree bark that's near water and stuff like that. So you have to treat your dog all around to make sure that they're completely cleaned out. But her problem, I'm like 99.9%. If she changes from the
I know you got more pictures than cups.
Okay, this is from somebody else, and I don't know. They basically just say ABKC or RKC and why.
I do both. I mean, just like everybody else, we go through our moments when we like, I'm not doing that no more because something happened that I didn't like. I went through it. A lot of people went through it. I went from the ABKC to RKC, and got another. The ABKC is the registry for your dogs. And the actually that dog breathing real heavy. Thank you. ABKC is the main registry for these dogs. That's number one. Number two, no matter what registry you go to, unless you're dealing with exotics, which you probably won't see a lot of the same people. If you're dealing with American bullies, you're gonna see the same people in both registries. Maybe not one more than the other, but you're gonna see the same people. So thinking that leaving a registry to go to another registry because you didn't like something, you're gonna see the same people. It's gonna be the same problems and the same personality. So it's all in what you want to do, and you don't want to pigeonhole yourself. You don't want to just lock yourself in one place because there are people in the RKC that are not in the ABKC, and there are people in the ABKC that are not in the RKC. So if you just deal with the ABKC, that's connections and business opportunities that you lose out on by not going over here and vice versa. So I do both. I don't want to just pigeonhole myself and my dogs to just deal with one group of people and limit myself. So I do both.
Okay, and I think this question is to both of y'all. It says, you guys have nice dogs. What litters are you planning for this year? When do you think they'll be available?
My next breeding, God willing, everything go right, is going to be Boston Portia, which is Roxy's mom. And hopefully she'll be coming in heat real soon. And that's going to be my next breeding. I think I got a really nice litter out of Portia with Phantom. So I'm going to go ahead and take her to Boss and try to get the same result, but with more of a show quality. I want to tighten up on Boss's muzzle also. I think that should complement him real well with her spread and the bone that she carries.
Can't hardly hear you, bro.
Thank you, Damien. Yeah, my next breed is gonna be Boston Portia. Portia is Rouse's mom. She did real nice for me with Phantom, and now I want to take it to Boston. I want to tighten up on the muzzle. And I think she complements him. She has some of the features that he doesn't have that I think that she'll complement him well with. He has nice spread in front, but I would like to see a little more stick in between, and I would like to see a little more drop, and maybe a shorter one. So that's the reason why I'm taking it.
I didn't even catch the question. I was in and out, my man.
The question was, what's your next breeding and when will it be?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
He over there smiling because he got that now.
Look, I don't even know, bro. Look.
That's how you know you're dealing with real dog people, because if you can see his face, you see how excited he got. He's like,
You talking about like that?
do I say something? Do I not?
I ain't saying nothing. It's floating around the book, so I mean, you can see it.
I guess this is to Lawrence, and I guess you could do it too, Andy. Sean wants to see if y'all could demonstrate to him what top line, hawk, and the withers are, etc. when stacking a dog.
Okay, give me a second.
I don't know if Andy, if you have a dog there available.
No, I mean I do, but they're wild.
I hear that little chihuahua over there. You can put him up on the table.
No, man. No, I can't do that. Yes, ma'am. That is Duncan's leash.
Give me a second. I'll
And the other question while you was gone, Andy, somebody asked RKC or ABKC or why? And why?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a either or person. I just do it. You know what I mean? I support it. If it's positive and it's moving forward and it's original and I just do it. It's natural. I'm not gonna choose it. You know what I'm saying? I don't pick sides. I just rock with it. All of it. It's about the dogs. It ain't about a registry and a side. It's bigger than that, man. We trying to be positive and we trying to enjoy ourselves with our dogs over here.
Okay, and the same lady that was asking the question about the raw, she wants to know, is it ever safe to feed your dog cooked meat? I'm assuming she means bone with the cooked meat.
Never. It's never good to give a dog a cooked bone. You could get lucky, but you also can get what's not so lucky. So no, it's never good. Now, as far as cooked meat, I mean, you're just taking nutrients out of it. You're cooking the nutrients out of it and just giving them a filler. So that's what you're going to get with cooked meat, but no cooked bones. None. No cooked bones. Splinter. Digestive system.
When you cook a bone, it gets really hard and brittle. And when they bite into it, it splinters into really sharp points. When they swallow it, they can get caught up in their intestines and cause a blockage. Even with those people that feed their dogs chicken quarters every day, and they feed them raw bones, even then too, it takes a while for the bones to get broken down into that powder that you see come out of the other end. When you feed them chicken bones like that every day, they can cause a blockage too.
Okay, and before you stack, Lawrence, Sean wants to know, Dine is equivalent to Pedialyte, basically?
No.
Not at all.
No. Dine is a really high. Dine is like glucose on steroids. It's like honey and molasses and sugar and
calorie and glucosamine. Yeah.
It's not nothing like Pedialyte is electrolytes.
That's like a Gatorade. Pedialyte is.
Okay, and she said, what about those huge bones you buy at like Tractor Supply? How are those prepared? Are they like cooked or how do they prepare them?
Those are smoked.
Okay.
They smoke them. I mean, and those are also a different type of bone too. Like a non-load bearing. Those are load bearing. The femur bones. Yeah. I don't give my dogs those either. Especially that or a rawhide. Rawhide turns into paste like a glue in their stomach. Yeah. See, I don't give them any cooked bones. If you knew what they made in the kibble, you'd understand why I say I wouldn't feed it. I mean, it's cooked. And just because it's on the shelf doesn't mean you got to buy it.
She said,
I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm sorry?
What do you give your dogs for treats? Like, what do you give them, like, to chew on, that type of stuff?
Well, chew on, I give a raw bone, a non-load bearing raw bone. As far as treats, I make my own, and I buy some from the store, which are I don't have it in front of me, but it has vegetables and oats and stuff in it. I forget the name, Brandon. Little cookies.
Okay. She says, thank you. Did not know those bones were smoked.
Let me know when y'all ready.
We ready. That was her last question for right now.
Gold champion bones from
Back up.
Okay, your top line is going to be this here. This is what they call the top line. This is your hocks right here. Okay, when you stack your dog, You want the feet to come straight off the shoulders. You don't want to spread you don't want to spread the dog's legs out like that when you're stacking the dog. You want them to come straight down from the shoulder. Okay. Okay. Straight down. A lot of these guys, they want you to think their dog is extra wide, so they do like that. You don't want to do it. It's not comfortable for the dog. Doesn't show the natural. It actually makes the dog's chest look more hollow when you do that. So you want it to come straight down, off of the shoulder. And you want to work with your dog, stay. You want to do all kind of stuff. Stay. With your dog, stay. So they get used to it. Because when you take them in the ring, people are going to come. They're going to want to see their teeth. They're going to rub the dog. They're going to push down on him. Make sure he's sturdy. They're going to take his tail and his rear. They're going to push down on it. You know? So you want to work with him. So where's your second nature? If y'all see, I didn't warm him up today. I just stacked him up. He's always ready.
Okay, Lauren, she says, wow, how do you get him to stay like that? How long have you been working with him?
I got him when he was 10 weeks old. I got him when he was 10 weeks old, and that's when I started working with him. All my dogs are like that. What's up? Up. Sit. Yep. Get up there. Yeah, he's 3 years old now. I've been working with him since he's 10 weeks old. I took him out. The first time I took him out to a show, he was 3 months old. He took first place, both shows in the puppy class. He's just a really calm dog. He's really attentive. He really wants to please. You know, I think he has the type of temperament that you would use in a therapy dog or the type of dog you would take to nursing home and stuff like that, because he's always calm. He's always really gentle. You know what I'm saying? So when you have dogs like that, they're a lot easier to train than really high-strung dogs. Like my puppy, for instance. He's really high-strung. I still can work with her, but she's a little more high-strung. So she wouldn't make a good dog for something like that. I'll show you how she acts when I bring her out. Well, get up. Go. Come on. Go. Come here. This is Lingo. This is a phantom daughter. She's 5.5 months old. 5.5. She'll be 6 months real soon. She's a little more excitable, but she's still, and she's young. You know, still got that puppy in her. Hey. Good girl. Go. Hey. Hey.
I know the answer to this question already, Lawrence, but she says, is she for sale?
I just actually saw her sister last week. This week that just passed. No, this is what I mean about not doing any inbreeding, just taking the right dogs together. You'll get the bone in the body you want. You don't have to do that. Hey, hey, sit.
Your camera's going in and out. I think your connection may be messing up a little bit.
Yeah, it's on the floor. I'm gonna pick it up. Yeah, so you know, no, she's not for sale. I may repeat that breeding. All of the puppies came out like that. Some of them came out with better faces, I think, but I like her personality and her build overall better. Her sister was shorter, same amount of bone and everything like that, and to me she had a better head, but her personality and her overall package, I think she has a thicker rear, thicker hops, wider rear, so that's part of what I'm looking at. I'm old, y'all. Them dogs kick my ass, but you know, I may repeat the breeding though. You still there, D? Uh-oh, Damien froze up, y'all. So I'm here alone. Anybody want to ask me any questions? Like I say, you can hit me up on Google Hangouts chat. You can hit me up on Facebook and ask me any questions you want, or you can hit the join the conversation button on the bottom of your video. It'll take you to another screen. It'll open up. Once it opens up, if you go to the top of the screen, there's 3 dots on the right-hand side next to the search bar. Click that, it'll drop down a window that'll say request desktop. Sounds like a lot. And it'll bring you right in the chat, and you'll be able to type in your questions. I'll be able to see them. Let me know if you can hear me now, D.
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's better.
Okay. Yeah, the dogs was out there sitting in front of the door, and I had the door closed. He was blocking my signal. But like I was saying, for those that didn't hear me, there's a chat room inside Google Hangouts. You can message us through there. You can hit me on my Facebook. Any questions? At the bottom of your screen, there's a yellow bar that says "Become part of the conversation" or something like that. If you click on that, it'll take you to another window. Let it load up. At the top of your screen, on the right-hand side, there's 3 dots. If you click that, it'll drop down. You request the desktop.
Hold on, it's out again. Hold on.
It's still out. Is it out still?
Yeah, it's still up. It's just going in and out.
If it doesn't improve, I'll shut it down and start it back up. So everybody that's listening, if it doesn't improve, if it keeps freezing up, I'll shut it down and start it back up.